Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is remaining calm as the crypto markets have gone down by almost 7%. The crypto markets are now standing at 1.84 trillion, which we haven't seen in quite a long time. The markets overnight, they decreased. A lot of leverage was wiped off the market, which caused a further decrease, especially during the Asian trading hours. Bitcoin is down by almost 7%, Ethereum by almost 8%. The whole market is down. It's just bleeding, bleeding, bleeding. Everything is just red. We could consider this a mini bear market or a correction, depends on what point of view you have. So Bitcoin has dumped 7.5% in only 12 hours, plunging to 6-month lows from 43,328 to 38,258. And without a single bombshell piece of news that many could blame the dump on, investors are wondering what caused the price action. Some have pointed to macro indicators, with tech stocks on Nasdaq entering the correction territory and several interest hikes expected to come in 2022. There were 4 expected rate hikes in 2022, but now they're talking actually about 5 rate hikes. And with already 4 rate hikes, which is a lot, a 5th one would increase the panics in the market and cause a sell-off, which might be one of the factors that occurred. Another thing that might have happened, according to Invest Answers, whose opinions and advice I highly respect, is that he says that Bitcoin is up by 4% and down by 9% all in 12 hours. Welcome to options expiry. Bears are under control. They need Bitcoin to fall under 41,000 to pocket $132 million in gains. And he says, fasten your seatbelts, welcome to Friday expiry. As you can see here, whenever a Friday comes and whenever options expire, we always see this. The price went from 42,000 to 43,200, and then the bears just wrecked the market, and the markets went down all the way to 39,672. It actually went down to 40,600 and then up again to 41,000, and then once the bears hit, it reached the support level of 40,000, and once it hit the support level and went below it, a lot of liquidity in the market got wrecked, and which caused this big drop from 40,000 to 39,672. And according to CoinGlass, there have been nearly 600 million in liquidations during the last 12 hours, and Bitcoin led the liquidation pack at 250 million, followed by Ethereum at 163 million and Solana 10.9 million. So Bitcoin and Ethereum are the 2 most leveraged products in the crypto markets. Solana is slowly increasing its leverage positions, but the king of leverage is Bitcoin, and then it's followed by Ethereum. Binance led the pack in liquidations at 173 million, with 91% being in long positions. So obviously, most of these leverage positions that were liquidated will be in the long positions, because once the price reached that support level at 40,000 and went below it because of the bears just pushing for the price to go down so they can make a buck, those long positions, which hoped that the price of Bitcoin goes up, reached their margin call at nearly 40,000, which is the main support level in points of max pain. And once it went below that, it just got liquidated. Their portfolios went to zero, or their leverage portfolios went to zero, and the price fell even further because this is a bearish signal. And now that a lot of long leverage positions have been wrecked from the market or have been removed from the market through these liquidations, we might see a recovery in the prices due to the fact that most of the leverage positions now will be shorts until the longs start to recover, and the bulls, seeing this dip, will start buying the dips. And if the price goes up to 42,000, 43,000 again, and most of the leverage positions are shorts, then those leverage positions are going to get liquidated and the price will be set further up, because the majority of the leverage positions in the markets will then be longs, which is a bullish signal, as that indicates that the general market and the leverage market expects the price of Bitcoin to go up. However, some analysts say that further continuation of this sentiment, or the bearish sentiment, will likely see Bitcoin trade in the mid 30,000. So it could trade between 35 and 37,000, or 33 and 35,000. That will depend on what movement Bitcoin will see in the next few days, depending on the fights between the bulls and the bears. El Salvador plans to offer crypto-based loans for short and medium enterprises. So they want to offer SMEs $10 million in crypto-based loans as of the first quarter of 2022. And they're going to do this through Acumen, a Solana-based lending and borrowing platform, which will provide US dollar funding to El Salvador's National Commission for Micro and Small Enterprises, which is a government entity, Acumen loans will have an annual interest rate of 6 to 7%, although it could reach as high as 10%. This might seem like a lot, 6 to 7 or even 10% might seem like a lot, but it's nothing compared to what loan sharks are charging in this El Salvadorian informal market at almost 2,300% a year. And given that 86% of companies in El Salvador operate in the informal sector and do not have access to banking services, they depend on these loan sharks to fund their businesses. And they have to pay massive interests, which come at 10 to 20 times their original loan amount. So if they borrow $1,000, they'll probably have to pay $20,000 in interest. And compared to that, if they take loans in crypto through this program by the National Commission for Micro and Small Enterprises, instead of paying 2,300%, they'll only pay a maximum of 10%, which will cause a big saving for these businesses, and it will allow them to scale even more, allow them to use that money that was saved to grow their businesses and to grow the economy in general as well. So how this will work is that Acumen will convert crypto to stablecoins, USDT or USDC, and then will send US dollars to CONAMIP, which is the National Commission for Micro and Small Enterprises. This CONAMIP will plan to deliver US dollars to Salvadoran SMEs and entrepreneurs through the state-owned bank, Banco Hipotecario. Vice versa, Salvadorans will pay capital and interest in US dollars, and the government will return US dollars to Acumen. And when the interest is paid, part of it goes to Acumen and part of it stays with the government. So it's also a method of raising funds for the government. So a country that doesn't have a lot of legal reserves, and US dollar being a major global legal reserve, means that if the government can get interest payments in US dollars, they'll increase their legal reserves. And because most of the companies are SMEs, and if they can give so many loans, the interest amounts are going to be large. They're going to have an increased amount of reserves in their national treasury, and their financial stability will increase. On other news, Bitcoin mining difficulty sets new all-time high. Mining difficulty on the Bitcoin network increased by almost 10% and hit an all-time high of 26.64 trillion exahashes. The difficulty is automatically adjusted, and it's based on the amount of computational power in the network, or the hash rate, which is the time it takes to mine a block, which is roughly stable at 10 minutes. The higher the hash rate, the higher the difficulty, and vice versa. And remember in May, when miners in China started leaving China because of the Bitcoin mining ban by the government, the hash rate went down, and naturally the difficulty went down as well. When the hash rate went down, it went down by almost half. That means that the difficulty went down. That means that the existing miners could profit more, because the lower the difficulty, the more Bitcoin can be mined. However, as Chinese miners found new homes for their operations and new facilities came online, the hash rate and the difficulty obviously started to increase, and from July to December, this difficulty was increasing, and by December, the hash rate had recovered from its July lows. Also, analysts and industry experts expect the trend to continue well into 2022, as miners in North America, Russia, and Europe plan to deploy even more machines. Of course, barring any unforeseen event like a black swan event, or China's ban on crypto mining, or a dramatic fall in Bitcoin prices. And there is this new generation miner called Antminer's ASIC Antminer S19XP. It's a lot more efficient. It will increase the extra hash rates in the Bitcoin network, and it will cause the difficulty of mining to increase exponentially. And as more Bitcoin mining companies go green, a lot more will come online. A lot of countries will start accepting them, because the main issue with Bitcoin mining is electricity usage and global warming and pollution. However, if they can self-sustain their mining through green energy, solar, wind, hydroelectric, or whatever, then countries will be more willing to accept them, because they can tax them, it provides employment, and it can boost the economy. Twitter Blue, which is a paid version of Twitter, rolls out NFT profile pics for iOS. So on Thursday afternoon, Twitter announced that it'd be rolling out iOS support for NFTs. As of now, only Twitter Blue users, which cost $2.99 a month, can access the feature, and users can connect their wallets, any of the most famous wallets such as MetaMask, and set it as their profile pictures, with the process taking a few seconds. Users can also learn more about each other's NFT avatars, such as their new owners, creators, descriptions of the series, as well as verification of authenticity on third-party platforms like OpenSea. However, there is a caveat, and don't be too excited about it, because according to a Twitter user and blockchain enthusiast, Hollander Adam, the feature appears only to work for any NFTs in one collection, not only those in verified collections. In other words, an internet stranger can simply right-click, save any NFT from a Twitter profile, mint it, and then use it as their avatar. So it can become quite dangerous because it could lead to a rip-off of your NFT or your avatar if your avatar is not verified. On some NFT news, Prada, which is an Italian luxury fashion house, and Adidas, which is, as you all know, is sportswear giant, have partnered to launch a new NFT project built on the Polygon network. So on Matic. The project is set to bring together participants across the fashion, design, and crypto to create a large-scale digital artwork inspired by a physical re-nylon collection, and the proceeds from these NFT sales will be donated to charity and allocated to the artists and community creators. So as you can see, new projects are coming up in the NFT space, and they're not on Ethereum. They're mostly on Solana and on Polygon, which will cause these platforms to increase in adoption and will cause these products to proliferate more into the NFT space and steal NFT market share from Ethereum. And as you can see, again, an altruistic sort of use for NFTs. The proceeds are going to be used to donate to charity, and they're going to help local artists and community creators grow with support from the sales of these NFTs. Also, on other NFT news again, Bytes, which is a very famous crypto exchange, announced that it is launching an NFT marketplace on January 20th, so keep an eye on that. On some adoption news, New York City Mayor Eric Adams said that his first paycheck, which is coming this Friday, will be converted into Ethereum and Bitcoin, and this money will be converted through crypto exchange Coinbase. So first it was Miami's mayor accepting his salary in Bitcoin, and now it's New York's mayor, and New York is a major economic hub, not only in the US, but globally. And if its mayor is accepting his paycheck in crypto, that tells you something about adoption. And if a leader of a city, and such a major city like New York, is accepting crypto as payment, we'll see a lot more of his constituents also maybe starting to accept crypto as payments, and a wide adoption of government officials starting to accept their paychecks in Ethereum, Bitcoin, or any other crypto that they want. On CBDC news, Andrew Bailey, the governor of the Bank of England, has accused the Westminster Committee of dismissing key arguments for the introduction of Britcoin, clever, a digital version of the pound sterling backed by the UK central bank. The governor said that the Bank of England should consider issuing its digital currency to prevent commercial entities planning to use private digital currencies in the form of stablecoins from taking over a key central bank monetary function. Although this is a bit exaggerated, they kind of have a point. If they release Britcoin, they could have control on that type of CBDC. They could issue regulation to limit what type of stablecoins are circulating in the markets, and if they can have control through the Bank of England, through regulation, and it will bring more financial stability into the economy, and at the same time, the adoption of crypto assets to take place in Britain. And with that, we come to the end of today's video. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a thumbs up, please hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you on Monday for another one. Have a great weekend, and cheers.